Do you wish you could quit teaching and start working from home so you could spend more time with your babies? Are you tired of scouring the internet for legit jobs that will replace your teaching income and that you can do from home in your PJs? Hey mama, welcome to Ditch the Classroom. I know you're over there Googling jobs for teachers, legit work at home jobs, or start a side hustle, yet you can't figure out how to take that first step toward quitting teaching. So instead, you stay stuck, do nothing, or start random side hustles to make quick money. Virtual assistance is the answered prayer you've been waiting for. My name's Ariana, and I'm a former teacher turned work-at-home mom who replaced my teaching income as a virtual assistant in just 6 months. I did this by taking a step of faith and following the dream that God placed on my heart to be home with my babies. Sister, your dreams pale in comparison to God's dreams for you. Imagine offering services that light you up and having a job that works around your life and not the other way around. This is the podcast for you. It's time to take that first step out of teaching. Are you ready? Here we go.
Y'all, overworking is a serious problem that I see with a lot of virtual assistants, whether they're brand new or they've been working as a virtual assistant for a while. This is something I've struggled with a lot as well. When I became a virtual assistant, I knew it was my ticket to be home with my daughter full time, so I had to make it happen. This meant that I ended up spending every moment I could working on my business rather than focusing on my daughter. I kind of ended up doing the opposite of my intentions. When I started my virtual assistant business, it was just this exciting thing that I could put my attention toward and make a difference for my family. So I was kind of the perfect candidate to create an overworking habit. I've struggled with this concept of overworking, and I've also seen so many of my Teacher Turned Freelancer Academy students struggle with it as well. So in today's episode, I'm going to go through the 6 reasons that you might be overworking in your virtual assistant business and how you can overcome them. Reason number 1, one of the reasons that we tend to overwork is that we don't have a clear schedule for when we're going to be working. For me, every extra second that I had, I was opening up my laptop or working on my phone trying to get some work done. But the problem with that was that I found myself working even when I didn't really need to. I was sticking my daughter in front of the TV just so I could get more work done. I wasn't really spending a lot of quality time with my husband. I didn't have any sort of schedule at all around when I would work. The second reason that I and so many people I talk to overwork is that not only do they not have a clear schedule for when they'll work, but they don't have a clear schedule of what they're actually going to need to do during the time that they're working. It's so important to decide ahead of time what you're going to be doing when you're going to be working and follow through on that. Otherwise, you're at risk for overworking. So what you need to do is get out a paper planner and start writing down when are my work blocks, what am I going to be doing during that time, and stick to those things. Even if you finish them, if you still have extra time in your work block, great, but don't pick up your phone or your laptop later when it's not supposed to be your work block. Set those boundaries for yourself. The third reason that I hear a lot is that so many virtual assistants say, I just have too much stuff on my to-do list. Now, y'all, we all have a to-do list that's 100 miles long. You have to prioritize your to-do list and focus on the top 3 tasks for each day. You want to organize them by needs done in order to make income, would be nice to do but not urgent, and can be outsourced or deleted. Now, the 4th reason that so many virtual assistants overwork is because they don't hold their boundaries. I've talked about this before, but when I was first starting my virtual assistant business, I had a client who expected me to work on Christmas Day. I was resentful of that. I'm like, why are they asking me to do these things so last minute on a holiday, the birth of Jesus, and overstepping my boundaries? But you guys, it's because I was letting them. You have to set clear boundaries with your clients and don't let them be overstepped. What I like to tell people is just because someone sent you an email when they had time to send it, it doesn't mean that you need to respond to it right then and there, okay? If you're worried you're going to forget, type out the email, but schedule it for the future. That way they don't see you responded ASAP and think that that's a normal thing. So you can kind of still respond quickly, but your clients won't know that you're doing it. It's kind of a workaround, so that way you don't forget if you're worried about that. All right, the fifth reason that so many virtual assistants overwork is because they make other people's problems and priorities their own. I would make my clients' lack of planning my problem all the time. If I was on vacation and they had an issue pop up, I would leave my family and go try to help them figure it out. This is not what you want to do. If you're busy doing stuff and a last minute project comes up, give your client some options of how you can navigate that, but don't work on your planned time off. Don't let that happen. You need to choose how you're going to move forward with the client, but the consequences of them having issues arise that probably was their fault anyway because they didn't get you what you needed in order to work efficiently, that's not your problem. You need to set deadlines for them, and if they don't get the stuff to you, then that's their problem, not yours. Now, sixth reason virtual assistants overwork is because they feel like their client is in charge, when in fact it should be an equal partnership. So there's a leader and a guide, and they collaborate and they work towards the same goal, and no one has more power than the other. If you feel like that you have to do what your clients tell you to do, when they want to tell you, by their deadlines, then there's a power imbalance that needs to get fixed. All of this is solved through consistent planning, through communication, through setting boundaries for yourself and for your clients. So this is something you should be implementing in your virtual assistant business from the get-go. All right, so real quick, let me recap for y'all. The first reason that virtual assistants tend to overwork is they don't have a clear schedule for when they're going to be working. They also don't have a clear schedule for what they need to do when they actually sit down to work. The third reason is they just have too much on their to-do list. Fourth is that they don't hold their boundaries. Fifth is that they make their clients' problems their own. And then sixth is they feel like their client is in charge. They feel like their client is their boss. All right, I hope this episode helped you. I'm so excited for you guys to check out the free workshop we have coming up this Thursday, January 19th at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. We're going to be talking about the number one way to quit teaching in 6 months or less. If you haven't already guessed, that's through virtual assistants, but I'm going to be sharing with you the 5 P's that you need in order to be a successful virtual assistant. You can find all of the info, all the dates and times and all of that over at arianavernier.com/free-workshop, or click the link in the show notes. There will be a replay available for those who register, so make sure you get signed up for that before this Thursday. All right, y'all, I love you so much, and we will see you next time.
Thanks so much for hanging out with me today. I'd love to bless you with a free gift as a thank you. All you have to do is leave a review of the show on Apple Podcasts, take a screenshot, and send it to podcast@ditchtheclassroom.com. I'll send you a code so you can snag my Ditch the Classroom toolkit for free. And don't forget to come hang out with us in our free community, facebook.com/groups/Ditch the Classroom. I'm so honored to support you in your journey to becoming a virtual assistant. Until next week, y'all, keep following the dreams that were placed on your heart so you too can ditch the classroom.